Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Welcome back to the show. We are here joined today live once again by LaTasha Henry, the founder of Empowerment Journey. She's based out of West Olive, Michigan, and helping so many women, especially dealing with mental health, with depression, with anxiety, and of course, those that suffer from trauma. She's back today to talk more about her journey here as a coach and all that she has to offer. Let me first start off by having you introduce yourself. Say hi.
Thank you. Yeah, so I work with those who are going through childhood trauma, and they are just trying to, deal with that and come to a healing spot because so many people who suffer childhood trauma, either they didn't realize it was childhood trauma that they were dealing with, or they're afraid to talk about it and heal from it, and they don't realize how unhealthy that is for them. And what they're doing to others around them. So that is what I help people learn and see.
All right. Well, thank you. We're excited to have you back. Would you mind sharing how we could reach out to you? The website, phone number, any social media pages?
Yes, so you can reach me at Wealthy Women Entrepreneurs Network. You can go to Empowering You 3, which is TikTok, and that's where the show is air live. Or you can contact me on Facebook at LaTasha Henry.
All right. What did you want to offer for your clients today? What did you want to share for today about the work you're doing, how it works to work with someone, any experiences, anything new this week in general?
Yes. So I would like to just remind the audience of the importance of allowing yourself to heal. Again, so many individuals that have suffered childhood trauma don't give them time to heal. And when you don't do that, not only are you harming yourself, because then you're not able to be fulfilled, happy or healthy. And, when your mental health is not good, then your physical health isn't going to be good either. And there are things that you do throughout your life and even on like the daily basis that you may not even realize is because of what took place in your childhood. And, until you are able to talk about it and, realize that you're not going to be able to make that change. I had a client come on and talk about some issues that she dealt with as an adult, and just being able to hear herself talk about it was so eye-opening for her, and also like a healing for her, because when she was talking out loud about what she went through, and to be able to hear that, it was like she processed it in a different way. And some people don't realize that, like when they're just keeping things in their mind and when they're keeping things in their head, like in their mind and head, it's not that big of a deal, right? Or it's not like a big issue. But then when you're having a conversation and you're actually talking to someone and you hear like certain things come out of your mouth, or you go back and you listen to it again and you hear that, you're like, wow, that is some heavy stuff, and I really do need to work on this stuff. So, I'm not affecting those in my life daily. So, just being able to help those see that and, get them in the 8-week program and, on that journey to become healthier is great.
And, by the way, speaking of health, how is your health? A few weeks ago, you suffered the knee injury surgery. What's going on?
Yeah. Yeah. So I did. I had knee surgery
Right.
on my cartilage, but I'm doing much better. I'm just learning to do the steps again. But other than that, I'm doing good. Thank you.
And now for the work you're doing in Michigan, you're working not just in your state, right? You were able to work with other people over Zoom?
Correct. So what we do is we have our clients get on a Zoom with us. A lot of the reason we do Zoom is because I can record that session. And so when they get on Zoom with us, I have we'll either have our one-on-one call, or it will be, if it's a Wednesday call, then we will talk about what triggered them the past 2 days, why it triggered them. Like we go deeper and trying to work on those triggers so that way moving forward, they may not respond that way. Um, so yeah, we put them in a program and they get different workbooks and we work through those workbooks with them. And then, about 4 weeks in, we will show them highlights of our conversations so they can see the growth that they have. And they can see, wow, I did overcome, not wanting to go outside by myself, right? So just being able to see the growth in themselves and, realize the goals that they're reaching, the personal goals, and then the bigger goals that they are able to reach within our program is just really inspiring to watch, especially those who are just like thinking there's no hope.
And a lot of the people you're working with, I know, feel like there's no hope. And you've been in that situation before. You shared your experiences with me. A lot of people, new timers to the show, may not know, but could you share what got you into here in your own personal trauma before we continue a little further?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
So I suffered, some childhood trauma, and I dealt with PTSD and different things like that. And when I decided that I wanted to start doing coaching, I was listening to like the news and I was listening to everything that was like happening, and what kind of area I wanted to go. And suicide in our younger generation is horrible. It's like not, it's very sad. And the reason that there is so much, suicide now is because there are people that are feeling, certain ways or things that have happened to them, or, they might be struggling with like a mental health and they don't talk about it because they're afraid of being judged. They're afraid of being made fun of. They're afraid of um, people thinking of them, less. So suicide to them is the only answer. And that's so unfortunate. So I decided to start sharing bits and pieces of my own journey of PTSD and the struggles that I had, and the struggles that I had with having a brain injury, different things like that. And so when I started doing that, a lot of people wanted to, you know how they could share their story, right? And how they could get the conversation started because their family members didn't know, or their coworkers or husband or wife didn't know that they were actually suffering for so long. And, they were just afraid of telling them. So that's where Empowering You came in. I was like, I can give you that platform and we can have that conversation. And so they come on and they want to get a coaching session from me, and we do the coaching, and then they want to talk about, where they are at their journey and, what's going on with them to get a conversation started. And then at the end of their program, and, once they got it all, healthy and they're in a different spot, they want to share again, just, so they can hear themselves of that happy side of what it is to get on the other end. It's very healing all the way around for everyone. So.
And I know you love helping people heal, and through your programs, that's clearly the goal. And did you want to talk about the process, about any clients? What did you want to address for today in particular?
Yeah, so our program, you will get one-on-one coaching. You will get workbooks, different kinds, depending on what you're dealing with at that time. You get goals laid out, so you will be able to reach goals. You get to come on the show. And then we just now also started to offer, I hear a lot of, they should write a book or they want to be a part of a book or different things like that. So I've just now started also offering my clients to write a book if they wanted to at the end of their journey, or be a part of an anthology if they just want to share just a little bit of their journey. So that is something that has been really a lot of the clients have taken to, is getting to write that book. I love seeing all of that come out into words, and them reading it, and it's just a different type of healing when you can read where you were and where you're at now, and how that all came together. So our program offers that as well. So it's a great program to be in, and a lot of people think that it's just coaching, and it's not. It's not just coaching. You do get coaching, but it's way more than that. It's bigger than that.
I love it. Well, thank you for that. And it always takes a while with anything that you're going through to trust someone to gain that not the word notoriety, to gain that trust, that camaraderie with someone, and is that part like the hardest part, getting to know someone and to let them in? Because technically, you're a stranger. How do you get someone to kind of ease it and feel at ease and open up to you?
Yes, so that is definitely one of the hardest parts. But you know, for me, I think just because I'm so open about my own struggles and the things that I have been through, that alone makes me relatable, right? Like I'm not pretending to be
Yeah.
something that I'm not. I'm not pretending to know how they feel. Like I really do know how they feel,
Yep.
and that is very important, especially when you're dealing with, with people like me, right? Like I don't trust anyone.
Yep.
And I have reasons. And so the clients that I work with also have that same mentality. Like, they're not trusting anyone, and it is what it is. And so for them to be able to see that I really do know what it is, I really do know that feeling, and I do know how I can help you. And when I say um yeah, I understand, or yeah, I get what's going on, like I'm not just saying that because that's just the right thing to say. I'm saying that because I really truly do know. And so I think there are so many individuals out there who do mental health and stuff like that, and they haven't experienced it themselves. And not that that's a bad thing, but I think when you are able to talk to someone who has actually experienced it and has been through something similar to you, with if not the same thing, you automatically have that connection with them. You automatically have that like safety net with them because they really do get it. And so it's easier to talk to them. It's easier to walk through things with them. And so I have just found, for me, just, sharing my own journey with my clients really, gives us that connection. And then it's like, okay, so when you tell me you know how this feels, you really do know. I really do know. Yes, I'm not just saying that because, I want to. I do know. So that helps. And it just makes it easier for people to share and trust because I have been through it. So that's
Yeah.
how I deal with those.
Well, also, I know you mentioned keep shining bright because somebody needs your light. And
I do say that.
yeah, that was in your notes from the original show that you sent us, and it's beautiful. We all have our light. We all have value. We all have, and even in your hardest hour when you're feeling so down, it's just I wish people would know, right? They are
Yes.
valued and they do
Yes.
shine.
Yes, yes. Um, I had a client a couple weeks ago who, just felt like because of her journey and stuff that she just wasn't worthy, right? Like she just wasn't, important, and, all this stuff has happened. And so she just needs to keep, going, and life is what it is. And so when I was talking with her and we were going over things and she was getting signed up for the program, and she was wanting to come on the show, I did a pre-recording with her. And when she went back and she listened, she asked to get on a call with me, and she was like, hearing my story was really eye-opening. And I was like, it was, like, tell me
Mm,
more. How was that eye-opening for you? And she was like, hearing it out loud and hearing those words, and then knowing that those words can help somebody else. I was like, yeah, that's what it is, huh? That's where your light is. She's like, yeah, now that makes sense. I was like, yeah, and we're just going to keep getting brighter and brighter. So just, little things like that is just so amazing for me and rewarding for me to see.
mm. All right. Well, thank you. We still have another 6 minutes left in the show. What else do you want to talk about? Do you want to share some of the stories that, you can help with, or, let our listeners know the types of, work you're doing and the types of things people go through. And then it's okay because they're not alone.
Yeah, so I think one of the biggest things other than suicide right now is like bullying, right? People go through that, and more than anyone would probably recognize. As adults, we get bullied. I mean, I got bullied because of my name. I got bullied because I didn't live in the right area code. So things like this is taking place daily, and the effect that it takes on people is not good, and people who have not been bullied, which is rare to find now, they don't understand what they're doing to people with their words. And so when people come to me, and that is one of the things that they've been dealing with for most of their life is being bullied, trying to help them see who they are and why
Mm-hmm.
what they've been bullied for is not true is difficult. But that is what we work towards. And then when we get to that point, just seeing their confidence and seeing them, have their shoulders back, and they're able to be happy is so it's a great experience, because I wish more people could just believe in themselves. And so being able to give that to other people, well, I don't give it to them, but I help them get it, is great, because then they can go out there and they know they are enough, they are able to do things. And maybe some people may not like it, and that's fine, but that doesn't, take away from who you are and how important you are.
Hmm. I love it. Well, it's good to know that people aren't alone and that you matter and you're holding their hands through this. Is there been any in particular stories that you haven't brought up yet of some of the people you're working with, without using their names, of course, that you can give us some specifics about and how you're mentoring and changing their lives?
Yeah, yeah. So I just had a phone call with one of my clients, actually. And they were like, I watch your show every Wednesday, and I am part of your program, and I know that I'm working on myself, and I'm glad that I'm working on myself because I can see the difference in myself. She's like, but just watching you and seeing the things that you are doing is just amazing, and I am so happy that I can tell people when I hear them talking about who you are or whatever, that she's the one that helped me. Like, she helped me get to where I am, and this is
Hmm.
how she helped me. And when I watch her show and I hear people, it gets emotional sometimes. She's like, but you stay with it, and you are so authentic with all of your clients, and not a lot of people are. So she was just telling me that she was thankful for me, and thankful that she was able to be a part of my program while also watching others grow. So that was very um good to hear. Nice to hear that my own clients appreciate and see their growth while seeing mine with others.
No, absolutely. It makes you feel good, I'm sure. Now, for someone like yourself, do you still get coached? Do you talk to someone, or is this like therapy for you helping other people? Really?
Yeah. No, yes. So I do have a coach, and I do also have a therapist, because those things are very important. And not only am I um, dealing with my own stuff and trying to focus and get that stuff on, but I hear a lot of heavy stuff, right? And so I have to be able to talk about that somewhere. You know what I mean? And I have to be able to put all that into perspective somewhere. So yes, I do. And being able to share my own story, like I tell my clients, just being able to hear yourself share your own story, even if it's just pieces of it, is very, very healing. And then when you see the response from other people who are like, yes, keep going and keep doing it, you know what I mean? Like, that is like, wow, okay, like, I'm not going to get made fun of, or they understand. So just being able to see that, and every time that I share my story, I'm able to share it more and more and not cry, right? So that is the sign of being able to heal and getting in a good spot, when I can talk about my story and not share like a whole bunch of tears at the same time. So
Oh, well, thank you for that. Unfortunately, we're out of time. I know we got a late start today, unfortunately, but we'll make up for it next time, right?
Yes,
Tell us how
yes.
we can reach out to you.
Yeah, so you can reach me on Wealthy Woman Entrepreneurs Network, or you can go to Empowering You 3, which is where the TikTok show is, or LaTasha Henry on Facebook.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Pleasure having you
Thank
here.
you.
And again, looking forward to the next time we connect. Feel better, stay safe, and enjoy your weekend.
Thank you, Jill, and thank you so much for all your time.
Thank you. To all of our listeners and viewers, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.